You remember when marketing was fun? When you had time to be creative and connect with your customers? With HubSpot, marketing can be fun again. Turn one piece of content into everything you need, know which prospects are ready to buy, and see all your campaign results in one place. Plus, it's easy to use, helping HubSpot customers double their leads in just 12 months, which means you have more time to, enjoy marketing again. Visit HubSpot.com to get started for free. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Today's February 28th. I'm John Weigell here with Ben Berkley, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Unilever has owned the iconic Ben & Jerry's ice cream brand for about 25 years, but Ben & Jerry themselves are starting to think about scooping their company back from the British corporate giant. So, have there been negotiations? How much would it cost? What is Unilever's plan in all this? And can someone please get me a pint of fish food? We'll get into all that, but first, let's give you the news in business and tech today. To kick us off with some tech, Amazon revealed Ocelot, its first quantum computing chip, just a week after Microsoft themselves announced its quantum breakthrough. Amazon aims to one day rent out quantum chips to third parties through its cloud arm, and you got to imagine more tech companies are going to come forth with their quantum chip sometime soon, and eventually maybe I'll learn what it is.
Yeah, the Hustles team is working very hard at trying to figure out what it is, and then we will release our own chip.
Yeah, it is our quantum team, to be called. Yeah. Next, Meta is apologizing for a technical error that fed some users some violent graphic videos of people being beaten or killed on Instagram Reels. This follows the company's scaling back of automated systems that removed some sensitive content, so it looks like they need to do a little more with that. And next, we kind of moved to some streaming. If you canceled your Netflix subscription and you came crawling back to the platform, apparently you're one of many people who did just that. Data analytics company Antenna found that 61% of subscribers who canceled Netflix in 2023 resubscribed within a year. No doubt for that new season of Squid Game, Stranger Things, whatever you got. This Netflix win-back rate is much higher than average for your usual streamer, and the curve is pretty dramatic in difference.
Yeah, this is just going to be the way of streaming now. Yeah. They cut the cord. Now it's just like, it's all just kind of mercenary life. And I play this game all the time. But I think where Netflix is just going to win is they do have that volume advantage.
Yeah.
Now it shows why you just keep putting so much stuff out, because you're not running out of stuff on Netflix. And then once they add something new, you're most likely to come back, you're most likely to get hooked on something else, where I feel like many other services are really a little more scant. And once you're through that, then it's like, well, I'm out of here until the next season comes out next year. Why am I here?
Yeah, exactly. You can resubscribe to Apple TV Plus, Peacock, whatever. Netflix has a pretty strong track record of always coming back with something that you may have unsubscribed because you said, oh my God, I will not pay $30 a month for this. But then who knows? Squid Game Season 3 comes out and all of a sudden you're like, maybe I can eke one out for a month. Who knows? And speaking of streamers, Warner Bros. Discovery announced that Max added 6.4 million global subscribers in Q4 of 2024 with a total of 116.9 million. Also, its Q4 revenue was $2.65 billion, which is up 5% from 2023. Although they're going to be losing streaming rights to NBA games in the future, Warner Bros. Discovery pledges to hit 150 million subscribers by 2026, and they're going to focus a lot on sports content, apparently. Not the NBA, though. And finally, refund fraud accounted for about 48% of customer fraud on delivery apps, according to a report by fraud prevention company Incognia. Consumers often falsely claim their food was delivered cold, late, or not at all, and retailers across a bunch of sectors are also feeling the sting of that, losing $103 billion on fraudulent returns in 2023. So, Ben, it looks like a lot of people are really taking their liberties with some good customer service.
Yeah, I mean, how can you ever confirm that that's true?
Who knows?
So that's the thing. It's like, by nature, this is impossible.
Right. I don't know who in a survey even would be like a 1950s bank robber and just say, yeah, I did it. I did it. And I loved every second of it. That's got to be what's happening, because how are they getting these numbers otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like on social media, you can very easily find videos that show you how to like game the system.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
And like set up new accounts once yours is shut down and put in the right way to get a refund. So it's a movement. And I think whatever system you set up, people are going to find a way to cheat it. And why would this delivery world be any different?
Yeah. And on to the main story today. I'm so sorry, Ben, but we're stuck today talking about the business of ice cream. So can you give me the 2 scoop of what's going on with a potential Ben & Jerry's deal here?
Yeah, I mean, the most important part of the story is that it's likely not that important because it seems highly likely such a deal would be made. But what's happening here is Ben & Jerry's founders, Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield, who one might argue have done more for society than anyone else, at least for me.
I would agree.
Half-baked, very good ice cream.
Yes.
They're in talks, allegedly, trying to buy their brand back. This is something that's been reported that they're discussing a deal. They sold about 25 years ago for quite a hefty sum at $326 million. That is a lot. It costs a lot more. And also, very notably, it's not for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Unilever's ice cream unit is looking at spinning it out, and this is kind of their core brand. So it's really hard to imagine this being done, but it does highlight a couple things. One, I guess it's a cautionary tale to founders. Sell to people who are aligned with you, because I think so much of this seems to be about, they've always tried to make this very social justice forward brand.
Sure.
And that doesn't really go great with a massive multinational conglomerate.
No, it does not, especially not Unilever, it seems, because it looks like they've just been butting heads. And since 2021, there have been kind of fights between the people on the board of Ben & Jerry's and also Unilever, because you got to imagine that Ben & Jerry have a bit of sway, but don't have the final decision on a lot of the moves the company overall makes. But as you mentioned before, Ben, Unilever is really trying to blow out this ice cream division. They're grouping up all the ice creams that they own, Ben & Jerry's, Breyers, Magnum. So essentially half of the ice cream section in anybody's grocery store. And they're trying to make a completely new vertical that will be a separate stock ticker, apparently. I don't know when that's going to happen, but that's apparently the plan on the inside.
I also would just note I am very inclined to buy that stock just because it feels like I'm supporting ice cream as a whole, and I love it. But yeah, I know this is a multinational, but like the US is their biggest ice cream market. Ben & Jerry's is such a dominant name here. It's just really hard to imagine them have any interest in doing so. And if they did, it would be a very high dollar deal. We're talking like several billions of dollars, which we know that those guys don't have, given that their big moment was selling for 320 something million.
Yeah.
So they would need to bring in some really strong financial backers to make something like this happen. And again, it doesn't seem to align with Unilever's strategy, though we should mention Unilever's CEO saw the door just this week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So who knows? That could open the door to more kind of negotiations on their part. But yeah, it's going to take a lot because Unilever makes almost $9 billion a year. At least that's what they reported in 2023 from just their ice cream. So it's going to take a lot to probably talk them off that hill and get them to sell back to Ben & Jerry. And probably a lot of money with a lot of investment backing, as you were saying. So this definitely remains to be seen. It's been reported around a few outlets today, but I'm kind of curious about the legitimacy of this is actually on the table, or it's just a deal that was mentioned and maybe got blown out of proportion.
I mean, I think they can want to buy it back. That's different than actually doing so.
They're allowed.
And it makes sense that they would want to, especially, they've been very critical of the current occupants of the White House. And they have been kind of muzzled in the past by Unilever and stepping out. So that tension's just there. And I'd imagine they're having a little bit of regret. Clearly, like they probably have had it for years now, though this is the deal you make when you sell up. So, you lose control of your brand, and as many assurances that can be made, this is a business and Unilever is going to do what's best for its overall international strategy. And again, it's like really hard to imagine selling back to them would be part of that strategy.
Yeah, totally. And, to talk about the most important point here, when's the last time you had a pint of Ben & Jerry's and what was it?
Wow. I wasn't ready for this.
That long, huh?
Yeah. So, we said that they made, $9 billion on ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the cost of a pint in the city of Los Angeles.
So,
I see. You kind of just don't have as much ice cream when you live here.
Yeah.
And that is so sad.
That's very sad. I have similar feelings about the city of New York, and probably the last time I had Ben & Jerry's was like a fish food, but I'm more of a Talenti man now. Like those gelato things are like really good. It's like $5. I would definitely recommend it. It's not under the Unilever umbrella, I don't think, but give it a try sometime.
Also a pint, not enough. Give me a quart.
Give me the whole case.
Now we're talking.
All right, and that'll do it for us today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor is Robert Hartwig. Our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got so much more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed to it, though, get yourself signed up at thehustle.co/email. Follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily, and we will catch you later.